And welcome to Pass the Aux. What is happening, my gang members, my fellow gangsters, gang activities, peoples? What's happening?
Not much.
It's your host, Gavin the Chef Cook, with me, as always.
Callie Cole.
And me for today, again, Zach Gerchek.
Yeah, just today.
Just today.
Yeah.
They don't like me here that much.
Scoot that way just a
On the
little bit.
occasion.
Thank you.
We should have looked at the cameras a little more.
Yeah, we love our pretty faces, so we got to show their pretty faces off.
Of course.
Specifically, Zach's.
I'm really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, call me. They don't call me cutie pie for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whatever. Moving on. Before we get into today's topics, what have you been listening to? Anything new? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Any re-listens? Anything that's gonna make us sad? That smile makes me scared.
It'll go into conversation later, but I've actually found the album that I'm listening to on repeat now, my new one. So it's the one we're talking about later.
Okay.
So
Zachary.
Nothing new, honestly. Just
Nothing
same
new?
old stuff. I mean, I'm listening to the stuff that we listened to for today. But that's pretty much it. Kind of been in the same little loop of music for a little bit.
Yeah, but what's the same old loop? What's that
So,
contain?
well, you want me to give you the rundown?
Yeah, you're not consistent like here, so not
know,
everyone will remember
like,
the loop.
Okay, surprise, Gavin. They Might Be Giants has been on the list.
That is a staple.
Some Jack Stauber. I've been listening to some more Beastie Boys recently, I guess. Just a little bit more.
That's been a
gets you in the
common
mood for it?
trend.
Yeah, that one funny production piece I did just threw me into Beastie Boys.
It's intergalactic,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah, Intergalactic's been on top of my list.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna learn the dance that Rowley did in Diary of a Wimpy
Oh,
Kid.
yeah, he did dance
I'm gonna learn it in
Intergalactic.
its entirety.
I forgot about that.
Good. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
How about you?
Pretty much just playlist still. I will say, last night I found out that this group I've been recently tapping into, Omni, dropped their new album, and so I was listening to that like all last night and a lot this morning before I re-listened to the projects for today, and it's really good.
Yeah.
They picture like early Brockhampton, but I don't know. Like, I don't like comparing them to Brockhampton, but it's similar style. They don't sound the same, but
I see what you're saying.
unique rap, I guess. I don't know, but they're pretty good. It's like 4 dudes.
Yeah.
You know, they're not like anything too big. I found them on TikTok,
Okay.
and I was like, I'll give these guys a try. And they're pretty
Yeah.
good. Short of that, just what we listened to today. I think the only other thing I listened to other than like playlists was I've been listening to like the new Corday song.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But you know, now I'm ready to dive into what we want to talk about.
That sounds like a plan. You want to introduce the first album?
So the first album that we listened to collectively that we will be talking about is "Let's Start Here" by Lil Yachty. And right off the bat, you know, when you look up the album, it says alternative underneath, and that's
Very
scary
strange.
coming from a rapper.
Yeah.
I would say this is alternative though, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I want to start off. I was so surprised when you were like, Callie, so we're going to listen to this. Oh my God, this Lil Yachty album.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
See.
really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Story
I went
time.
in with terrible expectations. I think most of his albums he releases are garbage, but he's a great, fun feature artist.
Yeah. Story time. When this dropped, I expected it just to be like another Lil Yachty album. So I was like, I'll probably listen to it and like pick out the 3, 4, 5 songs that like I do like from it, but then disregard the album existence. But it's like midnight, and my buddy calls me, and he's a big Yachty fan. I'm talking like he found Yachty pre-XXL Cypher. He's just been a big fan for a while. Well,
really?
Not as much now, but like used to. Like when he
Okay.
first discovered Yachty, he was a huge fan. But
Interesting
you know,
choice.
once Around Lil Boat 2 came around, he was kind of like everyone else and was like, gotta
This is
go, bye.
garbage. Yeah.
But he calls me and he goes, bro, the Yachty album. And I was like, what? And he goes, the Yachty album. And I was like, ooh, like,
yeah.
well, let me guess. He took the walk to
Yeah.
Poland. Like, what?
Yeah.
And he goes, no. He goes, it'll melt your face off. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, I'm done talking about it. He goes, just go hit play right now. He goes, hang up the phone and press play. And I did.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and I was just like off the intro alone, I was just like, wow, this is an interesting intro. Because, like, Yachty normally does, like, try different things with his music. Like, normally an intro will sound way different than the rest of the album for him. And so like I was like, man, and then you get through the end of it and you're like, oh, that was 7 minutes long. Like,
Yeah.
that was a 7-minute long intro.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it flew by quickly, and like I enjoyed the instrumental for it because like Yachty's a great producer,
Oh.
and so I think that really shines the most on this album. But that's how I felt when I first listened to it, and then upon re-listening, I kind of gathered some more thoughts.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're here now. And that's why I recommended it to you. Because, like, I knew how you'd react when I said, we got to talk about the new Yachty album.
Yeah.
And you were like, Lil Yachty.
Well, I went
Really?
in with okay because I love his features. Like, I think
Yeah.
they're some of my, like, they're so fun. Like, 2016 era.
It was like the way
so
you...
good.
It was the way you were like, really?
Yeah, but
You
like,
sure?
huh?
Yachty?
Okay.
Are you sure?
First off, he has 4 songs on here that are longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
2 of them are 4 minutes, and one of those 5-minute songs is like 2 seconds off from being 6 minutes.
Yeah.
That's insane. An hour run. This album was too long for me. Too long. I did not like it. For the content and the quality, there's some that could be shaved. That's all I gotta say with that.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of good components to this album. Like, certain songs had like really good parts, but the style of this... Okay, something that I've ranted about in the past is the Travis Scott Astroworld album. You know how, like, I've told you I felt like certain songs were, like, 2 songs that were incomplete, like, put together. That's how I felt about a lot of this.
What?
Yes.
None of these even have beat switches.
I know. Well, the whole thing felt like one song, but I'm talking, like... Oh, my God. Okay, wait. Oh, I've officially lost vision. First off, wait. Can we talk about the punctuation in this album? Was that done for a reason?
Yes.
Do you know that reason?
It was purposely like supposed to be. This whole album is about like, so he made the album because, one, he wanted to be taken seriously outside of like his past bad albums, and like that's what he talked about. He was like, I get it, I've made like goofy stuff and whatnot, but like that was my whole image when I first came into this industry, was I'm just a teenager. He goes, but like now I'm in my mid-20s and I'm ready to be taken seriously and make some more mature music. And so that's kind of what the whole album like concept is. Yeah. Is like him like feeling like he's losing his mind. Yeah. And that's why the cover art is a bunch of people in suits. Yeah. Like, laughing at him.
The album cover is cool for this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's cool.
Because like that's he said that's how he feels when he's like in board meetings about like his music and stuff, is he feels like everyone's just laughing at him. Aww. And so he got Let's Start Here from like, well, this is my beginning now. Over. Yeah. And so the punctuation is supposed to like literally just represent him just like feeling like he doesn't have control. It's supposed to like, it's supposed to look like it's all rushed because that's how he felt for most of his career so far. Yeah. Is they're like, put out more music, man. You're goofy. You got the red dreads. Yeah. Do it.
So what I'll say about this is like there's a lot of parts that I like, but there's not one song off this entire album that I would pull and put on a playlist. Now I can see like sitting and listening to it, or like if you're hanging out with a bunch of friends and this is in the background, it's so vibey, it's peaceful, it's fun. But it's not something I don't know. I'd have to like look at my phone and be like, oh, the song changed, like for some of it, because I was like, oh, or I'd be like, this song is still going, just because I feel like, I don't know, 3 to 6 minutes for most songs is a really long time.
You're one of those.
Kids these days.
No, I mean, like, so for me, I like long music. For me, I think that's a plus. I hate songs. I'm like, oh, it's a minute. Well, that sucks. I got 1 minute of content. Well, a minute's
too short. Yeah.
Let me talk.
Sorry.
No, I mean, like, so it's weird because I have some, like, I don't, this is my favorite album in the world. Let me be clear. I'm not going to defend this album. Like, this is my top 10, like, of all time albums ever. I give it, like,
I mean, it's new, so yeah,
exactly.
I get that.
It's like, I give it, like, maybe, like, a 7.5 or an 8, right?
Yeah, which is solid coming from Yachty.
I know some people are giving it lower. Some people are giving it, like, a 5 or a 6, and I disagree with that.
I would give it such a low. We're not into ratings yet. Keep going.
But I'm exactly. It's kind of. I gotta preface my answer here because I know before we hopped on, I made it sound like I loved this album.
Yeah.
But like Black Seminole, I really liked the song. But if I were to describe this, it sounds like, especially with how he wants to be taken seriously, it sounds like the album really badly wants to be up on that wall with like Igor and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
I see 100%. I agree with you
You know
completely.
what I'm trying to say? Because I was reading some stuff about
like
it.
an
'cause we had people's
immature,
opinions.
like
'Cause
wanting.
it sounds like he wants it. He wants to be taken seriously, but the album doesn't quite make it there. It's more like my personal taste of like I like to like how it's music. I sit down and I just sort of like vibe with the music I'm listening to. Right.
Yeah.
That's why some of the stuff I listen to is a little weirder and out there because I'm not really fully paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Now, for someone like you, where you like to actively listen to the music when you listen to it, I can see. I 100% understand your opinion.
Yeah.
That's why I like longer songs because it gives me more time to like absorb, take in the sound. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see what you're saying with all that.
No. That's all I really had to say. Like, is my general thoughts on the whole album. But 'cause
Oh
I
no,
liked
I
it
was
as a whole.
I was just letting you talk. I was
Yeah.
letting everyone have their moment.
Yeah, do you have anything to
Yeah.
say, Gavin?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I really enjoyed it, and like, yeah. Do I think it's gonna be album of the year? No, but is it a? I like how you said it feels like he wants to have his own Igor, and I had similar thoughts, but this is how I see it, because Tyler didn't just make Igor and that was it. Like
Yeah.
he had to start the transition and let people hate him for a while, and that happened with Cherry Bomb.
I agree.
Yeah.
And this is gonna. And
This
if,
is that.
And if Yachty really wants to start this new wave, this will be his Cherry Bomb.
Yeah.
If he can succeed, if he releases another thing like this, it'll just die off.
Yeah, because like this is honestly, if you were comparing like this to Cherry Bomb, this is like more solid, but it's still Yachty's start. Now, do I have some issues with certain parts of this album? Yeah, but overall though, like a lot of it is a lot of. You can tell he's putting love into this, and like, which you don't have to always have this bigger, broader reason to make songs. Like
Yeah.
we love our artists that make the goofy work and like that's their job. Like
Great.
if Young Gravy makes a concept album about like some super deep, serious topics, like
I could never.
I'm not going to want that.
Neither am I.
Exactly. But with Yachty, I kind of understand because like he's always had like this weird blend of like him trying to be serious, but then him also being goofy, making like his broccolis
I
and stuff like
agree.
that.
Yeah.
And so like I'm honestly, because of how like radio silent Yachty went the past couple of years before he dropped Poland, I'm cool with him completely going on the more serious route because I mean, look at Tyler's old
Yeah, but I
work.
don't feel like he was ever like an established artist where it is such a big deal that he switches. Like, I mean, he is, but he was never like nobody was going and listening to his albums like Your Friend overall in mainstream area.
No, yeah.
Right.
But
so it's easier for him to change his sound.
yeah, and I'm completely with it, you know,
Right.
like with him going radio silent, we forgot about, the possibility of like Yachty making more music, Like when I found out he was making a new album, I remember thinking like, oh, new Yachty album. And then I forgot about him announcing
Yeah.
that. And then this happened and like it like honestly it blew me away. Like it's not the most perfect album, but in comparison to like his growth and like what he's wanting to like this feels like just a prelude to like what could be with him, and this is a great start because I mean
That's what I was gonna say. It's
Cherry
just,
Bomb
like,
is like my not least, but like it's not my favorite Tyler project,
Yeah.
even though I love it. And honestly, that was his start, but we didn't get like the real magic until we got like Flower Boy and then going into Igor and Call Me If You Get Lost. And so like this is a great start, and if he can keep building on that, then I'm excited to see what he can do next, because this is the perfect way for him to realize like, oh crap, I can make psychedelic rock.
Yeah.
But I don't have to make a full psych rock album.
Yeah, because like how I see it is like with Tyler, we had known him for a while. We got to like you said, he was already pretty established. So when he
Yeah.
made that change, it was a whoa big
Yeah.
deal. With Yachty, I'm gonna be real. I never, I never really listened to Yachty, and I really didn't care for his music all that much, right? But like this being like the beginning of like a change, I'm going to be paying more attention to his music in the future. Because there were aspects here that I really liked. I don't think any of us will say there wasn't that we didn't hate it, right?
I think there was a lot of good parts. Like I wrote stuff after like every song, and it's like I really like this voice part, or I like this voice part, or this production piece was amazing. But then it was like where I was like kind of going on earlier is I've officially lost vision. That song, if you kind of remember it, to me it felt like they stuck like an intro together. and then like shoved it with an outro, and then shoved it with another intro, dropped the F-bomb, and then did a really long outro. That's the song. I mean, it is. And like, how long was that one? That was another 5-minute song. It just didn't have much content to be like that. I don't know. To me, that felt like 2 shorter songs if he's going to already blend them all together than just a long song. Because I do agree, the whole album just goes like, it's hard to tell when songs end and begin.
Yeah, it's very point A and point B.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, I feel like a lot of albums nowadays, they do like to blend their songs into each other. Like,
no, that's a great way to go about it. If with an
exactly.
album is like, one of the biggest examples recently that like people are like blew up about on TikTok is back when Roddy Ricch dropped his album that had the box on it.
Mm-hmm.
The box goes straight into the next song with Gunna.
Yeah.
And it sounds like one giant song, and like it sounds cool when listening from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of artists really are like pushing to do stuff like that, which it's great. You know, it just shows that they're putting more passion into the mixing on top of the actual production of the song.
Well, like what I thought was weird was I was listening to this from like start to finish in order first, and then I decided to go back and like shuffle some of it. And what was it? The Alchemist sounded so different when I'm listening to it all together versus when you just start and it starts really loud in your face. I was like, this is a completely different song almost. But that was just me.
Yeah. Do we want to jump into like track by track comparisons now, or like
Sure, yeah.
Cool. You want to start?
Well, why don't we just do some of our favorites, like pick some out?
Okay, that's cool.
I guess for me, there's only a couple songs that I didn't even like consider going back to. Oh, another common thing in most of these songs was this 80s synthesizer, right?
It's
that was in like
psychedelic
all
rock.
of it. Okay, I don't know. I liked The Alchemist, Should I Be, I've Officially Lost Vision, and Drive Me Crazy. But like there were just parts of those different songs that I really liked. The first part of the album I didn't care for. But do you want to go through like for the intro that you both just were like, I love this 7-minute thing.
It was a great.
no.
I didn't think for me it was like when I didn't expect to hear that coming in, because when I think Lil Yachty, I do not think the sound.
I
So I was like, all right.
I will agree. I didn't even think about it being. I just played it like when we talked about it, and then I had to go in and like look, and I saw that it was listed as alternative because I was making sure I was listening to the right thing at first.
Because like it was a little more along the lines of like what I like to listen to. So I'm sure maybe catch me in a few weeks, and my rating on it is going to change. But like for a first listen through, I was like, all right. I think I'm the freshest off listening to it here.
Okay.
Because I listened to both albums, came straight here.
Yeah.
So I only have my one viewing experience to kind of like base this off of. And for my fresh viewing experience, I think it was really good.
Yeah.
And now, but hearing your guys' takes, you both have listened to it twice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've
Just
listened
about-
to Yachty 3 times now.
3 times.
The other album I listened
Twice.
to twice.
Just about twice.
Yeah.
give or take?
The other one, too many times. to
and
count.
and
Yeah.
hearing your points, because like some
And
albums
it just came out Friday.
some songs, some albums are better listened to once.
Yeah.
Like that. Like that's just how they. It's just like how the sound is. It isn't like it's.
It's like sitting down and watching a movie.
It's sort of like a movie, like a
So
video
you do it
game, like
every once in a while.
almost replay value. You know what I mean? If the song doesn't really have a bunch of reasons for me to keep coming back, I feel like it's a lot of the same thing all throughout the album. That's kind of half baked,
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay, well, I heard it again, but it's not any better.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Because like Igor listened to it like 4 times, and I'm always like within the first like week of it being out, and I was like, okay, I'm finding something different to like about it each time.
Yeah.
But, like I don't want to keep comparing it to Igor because it seems really unfair.
Oh no, they're not in the same. They're the same idea.
It seems unfair to be like, Igor's so good.
No,
but
I
it's
get
like,
no.
But you know
that was really like Tyler's like Butterfly of the Cocoon
Oh,
album.
yeah.
Like that was really his like big switch.
Yeah.
And so like I completely get it because, I mean you can't compare them like stylistically or content wise,
definitely
but
not.
it's the same like idea I guess is like changing your sound and whatnot. So like you're not really like being unfair because it's not like you're comparing the songs.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's
you're
just
not really being unfair.
It's just like replay value wise, it's just really isn't there for me. The first listen through, I loved.
Yeah.
I loved it. How was your first thing like go through it? Was it like I hate this? Because I remember in there I was like in the other room I was like I kind of really liked it, and then Kai was like
she just like made us like a.
She made a grimace. I was like,
because
whoa!
I didn't want to get into it and talk about it like out there because then I feel like we're repeating conversation in here and leaving out parts for everybody else. I didn't hate it. Like, it's something I would put on in the background, like if I was doing something else or there was people talking and we just wanted something else on. Like, it's vibey, it's fine, but like there is no. And how I more judge my music is like how we were talking about earlier. You're actively listening to it, and then what I would put on my playlist. I make a new playlist every month, and this would not make my cut ever.
That's
I
fair.
just don't like any of the
That's
songs.
completely fair.
But like, do I think the piece is super artistic? Yes.
Sorry, looking at the chat, Avian Turtle said, "Hot take, Callie." Don't know if I agree. And then after the statement that you just said, L take, Callie.
Who is this? Who
Thanks.
are
I don't
you?
know who
friend.
Avian Turtle is, but go you, I guess.
Go on.
No, I mean obviously I disagree, but like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You don't like the things
But
I like.
don't think it's
Go to hell."
But I don't think it,
I hate you, Kelly.
That was extreme.
was a lot.
That's how you make me feel.
I didn't even say I hated this album. I'm just, this isn't, I can't believe this is what you guys want to fight for.
Yo.
That's, I mean,
No,
I
I'm
get
not
you're
fighting for it.
Yo, they're on our
What?
side.
They said you should. Apparently, we should hate Callie now. No, my whole thing with it was like,
Wait till the
fine.
next album. You can yell
So-
at me when I bring up AGR.
Oh, stop. I'm not there yet.
so my whole thing was, which, don't take this the wrong way, but like I completely get you not liking the album,
Yeah.
cause like, even outside of this album, you don't really listen to like your psychedelic rocks and stuff often, you know.
No.
And so like I completely get that.
Yeah, it's just not my
And so, like-
my taste. But I don't think it's like a bad, like,
It's not a.
if you
it's not a
put this
bad
on in the
take.
car, or if we were hanging out and you put this on, I wouldn't be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
please change it. Like,
Well, yeah,
I'd be
cool.
like, that's cool.
Think of all the people out there that don't listen to psychedelic rock that'll probably dick ride this album just
Yeah.
because it's so different
Yeah.
from his normal
Probably,
stuff.
yeah.
And like that's why I wanted to listen to it a handful of times before I have a thorough discussion, is because off first listen I was blown away. And like I was like, man, this is really good, you know. And like I'm also seeing on Twitter other people having very similar like viewpoints on it. They're like, man, this is crazy, like good job Yachty and blah blah blah. And like I see people that
I
are
do
like,
believe he has like the production skill in this, and that's what I look for in a lot of the music I listen to. But there just wasn't enough of a lyrical component for me to
No, I get
enjoy
that.
it.
you know, and I see people they're like, oh, album of the year contender so far, and one
Ooh,
even if
no.
it was that good, still way too early to
Right.
determine it, you know. And so
January.
Literally.
This
It
is
came out
not-
January.
Oh,
Literally.
yeah, sure, out of the few
and so
albums.
no, but like, you know, the intro alone just melted me away.
I hated the
and-
intro. It got better
well,
for me after the
see,
intro.
That's another thing that makes this album so good to me is Yachty didn't just change his style. He really stuck to like the real energy and vibes of psychedelic rock with it. Like
Yeah.
that's a very instrumental driven album. And like you know, the biggest example you can always take for psychedelic rock is like the Grateful Dead. Some of their songs are like, which a lot of Grateful Dead fans, they would rather listen to live albums from concerts than the studio versions.
Yeah.
Because the songs will be 15 minutes long with little to no lyrics.
Right, yeah.
And so like him having like really long exasperated instrumental parts with only like a hook or maybe like a little bridge here and there, it felt natural in the album's like way to me. And so like the intro, like I said, it just melted me away. I really liked Pretty because
I did like that song.
he took, and like it's gonna sound dumb, but hear me out. He took what he did with Poland, that little voice thing, but finally put it like in an album that needs it, like that little like shaky thing he does with his
yeah,
voice.
I do
the
remember
vibrato
exactly.
kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I put the vocals were really cool for this song. I do remember exactly the sound that you're talking
Yeah.
Pretty
about.
gets a
And so,
Cali thumbs up.
Yeah,
Good
'Cause,
job.
like-
but he didn't do any. Like he did that little part, and then I was just like,
all right.
all right, now we're back to
Cali.
yeah.
You gotta get
losing-
back up. Get back
Okay,
up.
yeah, But like, like on third listen, like The Ride wasn't that good to me. I liked Running Out of Time. Pretty obviously, I just mentioned that.
Right.
Failure was not what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like an actual song, but like it's like an instrumental, and like I'm not gonna go back and re-listen to that song like really ever unless I'm listening to the whole album.
But it's more of like
because
a story.
it fits perfectly. Like it's just like
Yeah.
this really like dark and like wavy instrumental that he made with like this guitar going, and it's not even like vocals or a verse or a hook or anything. It's just him talking, and he's
Yeah.
talking about like how he's so scared of failure, and that's why he's stuck to the same thing all these years. And like it really works in the whole scheme of the album because that's only 5 tracks in. So then the rest of the album is like when he like literally just like
Amps it out.
opens the
Yeah.
can all the way, and he's like, you know what, have it all.
Mm-hmm.
Because like part of this album feels like he started it like, say he made each song in the order that they're like in that the album is made, so he planned it out and he just wrote all the songs and produced them all. When he gets to like the failure part, it's like him doubting himself making this album at all. And so the rest of the album is when he's like, you know what, open the can, have it all, like here's the rest of what I can do.
Yeah.
And Drive Me Crazy comes in, and it was nuts. And like we saw the sun.
I loved the first half of that song. I didn't love the transition. Like that's where I don't know. That.
It's okay.
No, yeah.
But like then, like We Saw the Sun was a very instrumental heavy track. And I really liked it. Like it, I don't know, it was weird. Like it's almost like it was a break, but in a good way. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's like he was taking a break, but he wanted the album to continue. It's like he wanted the album to continue, but he wanted you to sit with the instrumental some more. And that was pretty good. And then Drive Me Crazy was awesome. I really liked Paint the Sky. I didn't know what it was gonna like. The title of the song alone just doesn't give anything away. But I really liked, the hook when he's like, you get me so high, I could paint the sky. Like that's high as hell, dude. That's love. But The Alchemist was great. It's like the closest the whole album even gets to rap, and even then it's not rap. I really liked Should I Be, because that's just a vibe in general.
That one.
That's just a vibe in general. The whole idea of like, you did me wrong, but like I don't like you enough to actually be mad about it. So like, should I be mad at you?
Should I Be and the next one are the only two that like I even considered like pulling from the album.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like they're good.
I think the whole thing was very solid. It really like, I'm excited to see like what else he can do with this stuff. Because I mean, I've never disliked Yachty, like just Yachty alone. I've only disliked his projects because his biggest issue has always been showing potential but never reaching it. Because even with the rap stuff, like he's a talented rapper. He's very good with auto-tune.
Yeah. He has all the components. He just keeps not putting it together well.
I think this is well put together.
No, right.
And I think
I know what you're saying.
Specifically, Lil Boat 2 was the start of the fall. Like we had great songs like NBA Youngboat and stuff like that. But then he put out like one solid album after that, which was Something to Prove. And that album, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's great, but it's like just better.
Yeah,
it's like
But
it's a decent enough project to put with like his early work that people loved.
Yeah, like I think it. Like I said, it's a great start. I think it's a great, and I'm a little optimistic as a person, so I'm looking at this very optimistically as like a.
No,
like
he has a
this
chance to do
is
something.
Like this is a great beginning, so it bumps up a little more.
Oh yeah,
because listen, I'll be real. I might listen to this like tomorrow. Then I might be like, probably never again.
Yeah, this is.
I may be that for a while. You know what I mean? Because like I'm a lot nicer. I'm like I don't know. Your guys' opinions have really helped me like form my own opinion on it.
We've really helped change your opinion in
You've
different
really
ways.
helped me. You've really helped me.
So good.
Who thought that calm, nice discussion about a subject would help change my opinion?
Oh,
That's
gosh.
crazy.
Yeah. So like because this album is better together. Like some of the songs like Pretty, I might throw in like my lovey-dovey playlist, like with like all the love songs and whatnot, because I Feel Pretty is like just, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
But overall, because this is an album that's like well put together top to bottom, this is probably going to be like an album I'd buy on vinyl.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
When you're forced to listen top to bottom.
Yep, I see what
like,
you're saying.
I don't buy albums on vinyl just because I like a couple songs on it.
Yeah.
I normally only buy albums that I know I can listen to top to bottom, like
I agree.
Igor and stuff like that. And so, like, really, that's kind of like how I took away from this is like I enjoy it a lot, but I don't enjoy it to the point where like I'm gonna hop in the car and be like, man, I should listen to Pretty right now.
Let's get into some ratings. So normally how we rank is out of how many songs are on the album. So there's 14 songs. Who wants to start?
I'll go since my ratings changed just by thinking about it more.
So it's out of 14.
Out of 14?
Because there's
14
songs on the album.
Okay.
So you get a point for songs that you like.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, sorry, everybody. It's my first time doing this rating system, this newfangled rating system.
Yeah, you've only been on like games and stuff, really.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the ratings.
They didn't prep me very well. No. Let me think. So I'd give it I'd give it maybe like
Do you need a list of the tracks?
No, I just need to think because I'm trying to because like you said, they kind of blend together. So I'm just trying to separate them.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll give it like an 8 or 9 out of 14.
Okay. Gav?
I actually have it. There's really only 2 songs that like I don't want like that I wouldn't really that I'm okay skipping, and that's like so I got like a 12 out of 14. I really just enjoy like. For lack of better terms, dude grew some balls and like tried something new, and I just love it.
Yeah.
I mean, like who knows? Months down the line, I'll be like, all right, give us another album, Yachty, because I see the vision now. And I need the next step in you being better.
The backing.
Yeah.
I judge my albums pretty different than you guys, because like I do agree. Like I'd give this a higher score based on just Yachty and like his improvement and stuff in the future and the overall sound. But for me personally, like a 4 out of 14. Like, honestly.
I was expecting her to say 2.
Just
4. That'd be funny.
Yeah. It's like a 4 out of 14.
Double my score, I assumed. Double.
Yeah, because I liked the last couple ones.
Hey, Kawaii Guy. We are talking about the new Lil Yachty album. Sorry. We had a late viewer, apparently. Everyone make fun of him because he's different.
Alrighty.
We can make fun of you because you probably know us in person.
Alrighty.
But
I think we should go to the next album.
I will say, you know what? This album had a song called Running Out of Time. What's another album that has a song called Running Out of Time?
Igor.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
Ha ha ha.
The comparisons are unlimited.
No.
I get it. No, yeah, that was another thing that like pissed me off. I get on Twitter and I see Running Out of Time by Tyler right next to that song from Yachty's album. I'm like, why are you guys doing this? They are 2 completely different songs.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing it for like the bit, for like the cringy, annoying haha bit. But like the people who are doing it like for real, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. But Callie,
Yeah.
would you like to introduce the next album?
Okay. The People's Champ by Quinn92.
Okay.
I've been listening to this one. It's only 33 minutes. It's 12 songs.
Time out. One last thing about Yachty, I just realized. No, this is literally just a single statement. You said that the album felt too long. The album doesn't even reach a full hour.
57 minutes.
That is not that long.
For the content
13 songs?
For the content,
Dude, Igor's longer.
The content quality and lack of lyrics for me made the album too long. And anyways.
All right, back to Quinn.
Oh my god. Yeah, so that's the album. This also came out on January 27th, and this is one of my favorite things I've listened to in a while. And I'm gonna keep listening. I know.
No way.
It's the new one I picked.
I wonder why. No.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No,
I think I already know what the number 1 song on her replay is gonna be.
Get out of here.
I will say when I did listen to it, I was like, okay. Before even talking about it, I was like, okay, Callie's gonna like this album more than Yachty's album.
Well, no. Of course, this is the one I picked.
I mean, it's just I didn't know you picked it. I came here completely.
Whoa! Out of these 2 albums, which one would you guess that Gav would pick versus me?
Time out. I listen to Quinn also.
No, I know, but like, if we're like, hey, we both picked an album, which one would it look like I picked?
I don't
this
know.
feels
Not
kind
Lil
of
Yachty.
discriminatory.
Hey, I don't know how you guys pick music. I don't know if one of you guys pick it just for the episode or one of you. Hey, I was supposed to know. I was just like, all right.
I feel like you're just saying that because AJR is on this. That is how I went and looked at it.
AJR was on it until like 3 songs in. I was like, wait, what's coming up next? AJR. And I was like, Hallie's definitely going to love this one knowing that. But okay, no, but I'll stop where I got you. So talk about it. Proceed.
Me? I love this whole album. I don't know. I just love the beat. I love
need
his stuff.
details.
Details. Okay, well,
You love short songs so much. 30 minutes
I do
long,
love
even.
short, catchy songs.
I'm glad we talked about 2 albums, because if we did just this one, Kyle would be like, I really liked it. Goodbye.
I will say it's definitely easier.
happy.
It's easier
Yeah.
to talk a lot when you have something. I don't want to say negative, but I guess
I just had a
critical
lot
to
of
say.
opinions on the
Yeah.
last one, where this one is just like it's not all necessarily happy. There's a lot.
You're allowed to just like an album.
Yeah,
You're a person.
What?
I just,
Are you shaking
Some-
your head at me?
I'm not shaking my head. My head's moving still. I'm not mad. I'm just, now my head hurts. I'm confused.
Huh?
You're the most backward person ever.
What do you mean?
I'm less likely to talk for a long time about something I don't like than something I do like.
No, not always, but
just
like
like
there's just a
talking
lot
to
more. No, there's a lot more like conversation. I just yelled in the mic so loud. Okay. The last one, there was just a lot more to talk about quality wise, because they're like, it's not. I have no hate for the last album. I just love and adore this one. I thought the lyrics were fun and playful. I thought the beats were fun. I liked the features, which a lot of them weren't actually features. Like, he co-did most of them. There was only one song.
Yeah,
Technically, Big Sean was the only feature. The
Yeah.
other ones he collabed with, which is different.
It's a distribution
Yeah.
difference.
Which I know we're going to talk about the AJR song, obviously.
at some point.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have thoughts about the features,
Okay.
and
you
so
go.
like we'll get there. No, I meant like we'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
But like overall, I've been listening to Quinn for a while.
Yeah.
One of my friends from high school, she was super into him.
I think I know this friend.
Yeah, probably.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And so, like, I knew of him because I had seen him at a concert I was at.
Yeah.
And like I was like, he's pretty good. But I don't know if you know who. What's his name? Moving still. LOL. What is his? Oh man, I forgot his name. I don't know. Some other like small town like Hoodie Allen type is
Okay.
who Quinn opened for.
Gotcha.
And so I remember thinking like he's pretty good, and I was like, he's gonna kind of just sound like that for a while, you know.
Yeah.
But then this friend showed me not Letter to My Younger Self. I think it was From Michigan with Love, and then Letter to My Younger Self had came out, and we listened to it together. And like I've always liked Quinn since.
Yeah.
And so when you recommended this album, I was like, Psh, fine,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna listen to it anyways.
She's the one that got me into this too.
Really?
Which is funny. Yeah, that's why I was like, I know who you're thinking of. Because me too.
But like overall, like production wise, it's very bouncy, and
I like
I've
it.
always liked that about his music.
Yeah.
Is even on songs like Backpack, for example, towards the end of the album, it's a little bit more serious in topic, but it's still got like a groove to it, and so I like that about him.
That's the song
is,
that's
like,
stuck in my head right now. I'm gonna
Really?
be honest. Just because I'm looking at all the lyrics.
I know why. No, but like overall, like I've always loved how like Quinn makes pop music,
Yeah.
but like he sounds very like R&B like sometimes with his vocals, like the way
Yeah.
the way he can like move his range around, and I've always liked that about him. And so like all of his albums feel like something different each time. Like it feels like he gets closer and closer to like this line of like, screw it, I'm just gonna make some really sensual R&B
Yeah.
music, but he never does, which is fine
Right.
because it still sounds great.
He gets part way. I see
Exactly.
what you're
It'd be
saying.
funny if you just went full
but, like,
out,
overall-
just once. That'd be
yeah,
great.
but like initial thoughts, like going into this, I was like, I was excited.
Yeah.
And
It was a lot better than I thought it would be.
yeah,
in my opinion.
I was waiting for like, honestly, I was waiting for like a decline
Yeah, me too.
because I hadn't heard pretty much anything about him making new music in a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was expecting like, not even a decline in like success or whatever, but like more like a decrease in quality. The more famous he gets, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But like overall, you know, it was really solid, and I was shocked, so that I think that helped my ranking a lot with it. But had you ever heard of Quinn 92 before this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't tell you anything, but like, I've heard some of his stuff like come in shuffles, songs,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
This is just out of curiosity. I'm not
Like,
like
I'm not super
calling
familiar,
you a weirdo.
but I'm familiar enough to where like I saw the album, I was like, oh, okay, I'll listen to that. And so okay, so I like the Trash on AGR. a little bit because like that kind of I just specifically.
Let's save that for.
No.
We haven't even gotten to the song
no,
yet.
Let's talk about Quinn.
No,
Quinn.
exactly. So
Talk about
the
the album.
it gives me. He reminds me of the parts of AGR that I like the most. You know what I mean? It's and the parts of AGR I like the most.
These are such like backhanded comments. I don't know what to do with it.
Wait. But the parts of AGR that I do like, I like a lot. This, it's really bouncy, really upbeat. It makes me want to, kind of like chill out in a groove, and it makes me smile. I like listening to the album. I think I like this whole album.
Okay.
I can't because like I'm one of the guys where like, I view the whole album as one experience. I couldn't tell you like song for song what I like the most. But I was listening to the song. I'm probably gonna go listen back through it, put some songs in my personal stuff. Like I was out there messing with you like, man, this album's bad. It's got AGR, but I like it. I legitimately like. It's probably like I like it significantly more than I like Yachty's. I'll say that.
Okay. Do we want to go through song for song?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So first one is Bartender. Love it. Love the lyrics. Love the beat. I think it's fun.
Okay, so
my top
copy
5.
and paste that for all of them.
No.
And
no.
we have Callie's song for song.
No, I have more. Damn, I did not write as much on this one. Like I have so many notes on the other one. This one, not as many. But
This
I
one,
just
Callie's
kept
just like,
listening
yay,
to it.
yay, plus Big Sean, yay.
No, that one. Oh my god, I wrote for that one. I was like, this one makes me think exactly of and like, our friend. And I was like, this makes me think exactly everything of her, but like not in a romantic way because it's like we go so perfectly together. But I was like, no, just the vibe of the song just made me be like, that's so her.
Yeah.
Like in a good, yeah. That was for Common though. That was for my second one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other thoughts on those two?
Oh, I mean, Bartender's great.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I realized like this is not going to be what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Like this isn't going to be bad like I thought it might have been.
Yeah, like sad.
I guess I didn't
More
think
sad.
I didn't think it was going to be bad. I guess I more so was just like cautious. I didn't
understand
go
what
into
you're
it
saying.
negatively, but I didn't go into it super positive either.
But I feel like that's sometimes the best outcome.
Yeah, going into it like kind of blind with no expectations is really good. But like Bartender was a really solid intro for this album specifically because this album, the whole thing is like he's past all the sad stuff he has been singing about, and like this album is really supposed to be like a more positive look. Like he's the people's champ for a reason.
It feels like a celebration.
And yeah, it's like his own victory lap. But going into Common,
Sorry.
sorry.
The fake haha really got me. I'm sorry.
That's why I held the lap.
Okay.
But and then going into Common, if you don't know by now, then you know now. I'm a huge Big Sean fan. Like
Okay,
I
yeah.
love Big Sean. He's not my favorite, but like
I thought he fit really well with this. Though.
exactly
Yeah.
anything he does, I will at least give a try.
Yeah.
And so seeing that made me happy because I thought Detroit 2 was a very solid album, but I haven't heard from him since, and it's been almost 3 full years now. And so seeing this made me happy. I didn't even know that this song dropped before. I didn't listen to any of the singles going into
Oh,
this. So,
neither did I.
yeah,
I listened to
so-
the whole thing together.
So this song was great. I really like Big Sean's verse. That's one of my favorite things about Big Sean also is like he's I'm trying to think of a better word. When it comes to him like working with pop artists or like singers in general, he's very good at building his verse off of the concept of the song.
Oh, I agree.
And
100%.
that just shows like his penmanship. Like, no one's ever going to put Big Sean in the Kendrick Lamar category for lyricism. But when it comes to sticking with the tone and all that, he's always been very good about that.
But still keeping his own style.
Exactly.
Like, you still know when it's him.
Like, it's Big Sean, but he's just building off of the song to make it better. He's doing what a feature is meant to do.
I think
and
he's
it's great.
such a good feature.
Exactly. And then Black Porsche was awesome too. That instrumental like is just so fun.
Oh my gosh, I know.
But if not my favorite song came right after, which is FOMO, and that song is so good, dude. Because like the instant it started, I didn't even see what like the parentheses was at first because I was listening, so I didn't really look at the titles until later. But that song came on, I was like, man, what is this song? And then I was like, yo, I was like, this is great.
Bop. Absolute bop. That song's so fun. Yeah.
And then Let Me Down was probably like the slowest song on the album. Not sad, but like the slowest vibe.
Do you know what vibe it gave me? Like a Chainsmokers, like a Paris like type like, have you heard
Yeah.
Paris by Chainsmoker and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It gives me like a very like Chainsmokers-esque
You know,
vibe.
you know what vibe I got from it? I got kind of like the Black Bear and Devin Baldwin Waste Away vibe. The way they kind of like their verses like blended and they worked and like it felt like a conversation or like just a
Yeah.
build the whole song.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the vibe I got is like how Waste Away was by Black
I
Bear.
see that. Yeah.
But it was also very good.
Yeah.
I was just saying it was like the slowest one, even though it's not that slow.
Yeah.
Just as like an example or an indication of like this album is literally just so upbeat and fun. And I wouldn't say it like is a huge turn from like how he normally makes music, but
No.
he does have more sad topics
Yeah.
normally with his like older work.
I mean, this isn't like super positive.
Oh, no,
but
no. I just
it's
meant, like,
a positive song.
Normally with his sad music, you know it's a sad song though.
Yeah.
Whereas some of these songs you could turn on without listening and you just be like until
Yes,
you
yeah.
hear him say some stuff like "I'm sad" and you're like, "Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
You sound happy."
Yeah.
it's like
That's.
Quinn,
I really like this song.
Quinn 92 is the future of pop music. His music sounds happy, but he's really depressed. But no, I think literally
FOMO. It was just so well written.
So
Everything
good.
about it. So
yeah.
good.
Because like honestly, the whole album you could go through top to bottom and
Just say so good.
for the most part, literally like not even once like question anything.
Yeah.
I will say, not a big fan of the one with AJR, and that's not even me like being rude towards AJR. Just that song alone, I just wasn't that huge of a fan of.
I haven't even got to throw my opinion in there yet about this, and you both are just assuming
I'm not
my
saying-
opinion.
Can I say
I'm
my
not
opinion on it
slandering
too?
it.
Is that like the wraparound?
I
so
guess.
you can see it?
I was
guess.
defending myself because I didn't want her to yell at me like she did
I
you.
don't hate the song because I think AJR has some good vocals. I think that's one thing they do good. They got good singing voices that do good. It's just not my kind of song overall. I give if I were to rate the song alone, I'd give it like maybe like a C.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
What about you? What about you?
Alrighty, listen. I liked this song a lot, obviously. Now wait. I know. Crazy. I don't feel like it fit the album. Like, if I'm listening and picking my favorite songs from this album, this is not it.
Yes.
This was a very, like, AJR took over this song. And until you get halfway through the song, it just sounds like an AJR song that then goes into. I think they blend together well. I think it's a great collab in general. I wish they would have just collabed and released it as a single. Like,
Yeah.
and I think I would have liked it a lot. I do like the song a lot, and I like it a lot on its own. But if I were to pick like my favorite song from this album, my favorite song from the album and stuff, this doesn't go up there.
Yeah. See, and you know, this isn't even me like dissing you.
Right.
This is just like how I know you're listening to this album. You love this album top to bottom because it's fun.
Yeah.
And Quinn just kills it the whole album.
Yeah.
And you really like this song, but I know what you mean. It's a tonal shift.
Yeah, it doesn't
And
fit.
It's an AJR song.
That's what I'm saying.
And so like obviously you're gonna really love that because you love AJR.
Right.
But I see what you're saying.
But it conflicts.
doesn't fit.
It does. I don't like it.
And I get that.
Yeah.
No, and I.
But I like it.
That's kind of why I. That's
Right.
kind of like why I had an issue with it because like, I'm gonna be honest, AJR is like I really don't have that many issues with them.
Yeah.
But like I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of the lead singer's like vocal sound
Okay.
because like their songs are great. Like their production is phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about them is how bare bones they
Oh.
approach songs.
Oh yeah.
Because literally we've talked about it thousands of
yes,
times.
There's talent.
When they're on stage like touring, sometimes they will take songs and just deconstruct them on stage to show all
It's
the
so
fans how they
cool.
make them. And like that's one thing I commend them on. And like genuinely like I'm impressed, but like maybe it's because the first time I ever heard who AJR was, it was that stupid I'm Ready song.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that's why I will always just dislike the lead singer's vocal sound. Like his voice, it's not a bad singing voice. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And I wish I did though, because what's that song that was on our top 40 for so long?
Violin.
It's World's
Yeah.
Smallest Violin. That song is immaculate in production.
So that I can agree on. That song is like the one song by AJR that I will swear by is a really good song. It just got overplayed.
Yeah, the only
So
issue
much.
the only issue I ever had with it is that it was on our top 40, so it played so
yeah.
long.
It is in the top 40. Everyone I knew Private was playing it. I was like, oh my
TikTok.
god.
Yeah.
And then
please.
TikTok gets a hold of it.
Right.
You know how crazy how popular songs got to be to also be popular in like the D&D animation community? I was like, you're getting in my personal space.
Callie,
And like, that's my
stop
zone.
animating D&D stuff.
Yeah, stop
I'm
it,
so
Callie.
sorry.
I was like, you're getting in my own personal nerd zone. It hurt. Don't read it,
These
Callie.
comments are great, dude. Not great because they're mean, just great because they're out of nowhere.
10 straight L's.
Yeah, literally, 10 straight L's, Callie.
Lit.
Callie's getting bullied like it's a 2008
Literally,
Xbox server.
No. Right before we came in here, too, just YouTube, Rich was like, guys, why are you picking on Callie so much?
No,
As
she
I'm
stepped on
no,
me.
he said that. No, because
a-
as soon when you walked into the production thing, he kept going, why are you stepping on my shoes? And I was like, I'm not
Oh,
even
I
near
heard
you.
that. Yeah.
was fun.
Just getting.
We're friends.
We love each other here.
We love each other. Okay.
No, but I do feel like AJR has a distinct sound. That was this song. Didn't fit the
I
album.
lied to you.
Oh, frick.
FOMO's not my number one favorite song.
Okay.
The Lows was my favorite song.
Okay.
That was my top. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It came on. And
I liked it.
And I felt like breakdancing for some reason.
Yeah.
And I can't do that. I'm fat, people.
Breakdance. Go ahead. Go, boy.
Yeah,
go.
me breakdancing is just breaking bones, attempting to do what they
Ooh,
do.
love to see it.
No, but the Lows was really good.
Yeah.
And like, I just the instrument. I think that's my favorite like produced song on the
Yeah.
album. But like the whole album is great. You know, like. You know, even with my issues with the AJR song, like it's not bad. I'm not gonna skip it if I'm listening top to bottom.
Yeah.
Well, depending on the mood, you know, like if I'm
Yeah.
really just that tired of Homeboy's voice.
But your casual,
Yeah. But,
neutral,
like-
everyday mood, you wouldn't.
But like I'm cool with it. Like if I got in the car and someone else played it while we were driving, I'm not gonna be like, oh, or like throw a fit about it, you know?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Or like if I shuffle this album and it comes on, I'm not gonna be like, oh, and skip it.
Gosh, your music taste sucks.
Yeah, and like I'm genuinely impressed with the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
The next-
100%.
The other song that I really loved was "Why Do You Talk to Me" and "Backpack." Okay, wait. I wanted to hate "Backpack." Can I talk about like when the song first came on and it starts? I'm like, oh, I hate that. And then I start
Why?
listening to the, what? How does that start? It's like, when he goes, she pulled out the and it goes backpack like really loud. I'm like,
She
I
pulled out a
hate that.
backpack.
I hate that. But everything after that is just so catchy and fun that like I can't help but love it.
You know what's hilarious?
Lucky like a 4-leaf clover. Full disclosure, I'm a lot less cooler when I'm sober. I just thought it was so funny.
You know what the funniest thing about that?
Hmm.
The second I heard that song, I went, "Oh, Callie loves this. I know it." I was like, "I already know. This is either going to be Callie's favorite song, or she's just going to sit here and talk about
Read
it
her
for
like
an
a
hour."
Guess
book,
what?
boys.
It's actually not in my top 5.
What?
I know. No, I
What are
do
you,
love
stoned?
this. This is the
What are you? The
No.
girl from this song?
no. This
Get
one's
it? Not? No, you guys didn't
no.
listen.
This one is like for me. It's one of those songs. It's like a pretty dumb Young Gravy song that I love. Like that's the vibe I get from this. Yes.
I guess,
That
the
song makes-
I guess the backpack thing.
The backpack thing just
Backpack.
bugs me.
If you compare
No, he doesn't
Young
compare.
Gravy to Backpack,
They
that
don't
makes
compare.
Backpack look like it has a
No.
PhD
No.
in
I
rocket
was
science.
saying, no. I was saying the stupid, like that's
Oh,
just what,
okay.
like the
I was
vibe,
about to
the
say.
You're
feeling.
saying the goofiness of
Yes,
it all.
Okay.
yes. It just felt goofy the way you said
I was
it.
gonna say,
not
if
the,
you compare the two, Backpack has a
that
PhD
is not,
in
I'm
rocket
not
science.
I'm not comparing them. I'm saying the vibe that I. Good lord, I can't win. Okay, do you want to do your top 5 songs from the album? Pick.
5 is tough, but I'll give
Okay,
you
top
3.
3.
It's like half
Top
the album.
3. Top 3 songs.
Okay,
I'm used
I'll
to
give you
saying
my 3.
5.
I'll give you my 3.
Okay.
In specific order, top to bottom, it was the Lows, FOMO,
Okay.
and then Common.
Okay.
But like like I said earlier, it was really good.
For me, it goes in order. It goes FOMO, backpack, then the lows.
I'm not looking at that. FOMO, the backpack, and the lows.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay. That's a pretty good one. All right. For me, it was actually top to bottom, Let Me Down, FOMO, and Too Late.
Who broke your heart?
At least we can
Those
all
are
agree
the
on
like saddest songs on
I
the
never
album.
picked the sad
But
songs.
we can all agree on FOMO.
The other one that I put on here
Thankfully.
was Why Do You Talk to Me in Backpack. Damn.
You know,
Did
I
really
find
pick
myself
all the whatever ones?
I find myself asking Zach that every day. Why do you talk to me?
Ask myself that every time I think a thought to myself. I'm like, dude,
Zach is
stop.
like, why do you have thoughts, bro?
Dude, shut up, you're annoying.
This
my
is
God.
completely off topic, but it just came to mind, and I want podcast evidence of me asking you guys this question.
Okay.
It's very quick, you know. It doesn't really require a debate. When you think, do you hear your own voice in your head?
Yes.
Oh my God, we've talked about this in like so many of my psych classes because some people.
50%.
I know.
The
don't.
difference. Yeah, I talked to my friend Corinne.
Yeah.
She says that she sees like the text of her thoughts in her head,
What?
and I'm like, huh? Nah.
She's tweaking.
No, like
Everyone who doesn't hear
some
their own
people
voice
don't
tweaking.
have a voice in their head. That's crazy.
I
That is
couldn't
crazy.
I would go
That is
crazy.
so
if
off
it was
topic.
If it was just silence.
Even deaf
Go crazy.
people who have never said a word in their life have a voice in their head, and typically it's like their parents' voice because it's the only voice they've heard ever. Typically before deafness.
This is
Okay.
actually a psychology podcast now, fellas.
Yeah.
Hey,
Gotta go.
you are the host of this because
Oh.
you're the most qualified.
You're the one that's
Ching.
you're the psych major.
Yeah, crazy. Alrighty, and moving on.
back to pass the ox.
Oh.
That's weird.
So we got anything else on this? Oh, we're ranking them. Ranking them out of 12 songs. Okay, guess how many made it on my playlist?
11.
12.
12. Crazy. I know you
Shocker.
got. No! All the Boy With You album, not all 12 made it. Or not all the songs made it. Neither with any album that I've listened to all year, I've never put the whole album on. Or, I mean, it's only 2023, but like for this school year.
Just remember,
Okay.
this came out in January.
Yeah, I know. I said this school year. I
Come
roped
December,
it back in.
Come December, when you and I have the albums of the year talk,
I'm coming back for that?
Well, I just meant in general.
Oh, well, yeah. Duh.
Come December when we have this talk.
Yeah.
If this album's not in your top 5, I will be mad at you.
Okay, cool.
Because this is your first ever full album that
I
made
know.
the playlist.
Remind me. I swear. Anyway, yeah. So 12 out of 12.
From 12 out of 12
For you.
me, it's like 11 and a half. They're not in my playlist yet. It's like I like every song. It's like 11 and a half out of 12 because like I half like
That's
the
such a
AJR
good-
song. You know what I mean?
I hate that that's the one that you're
half
marking
like it.
off. I feel like that's a spite thing. Right
It
now.
kind of is. It kind of is. It's like it's principle that I have to dislike it a little bit. You know what I mean?
No, I don't understand.
hey,
They're one of
I
my
gave
favorite
it
artists of all time. I
half
don't
a point.
understand.
I
I
give it half a point.
comprehend what you're saying. Like
I
that
hate
when I
this.
say I know what you mean, I comprehend where you're getting
Yeah.
it from. That's just mean.
No, I will
you.
say no, but
Hey,
appreciate
I'll
that.
admit, I just poop on AJR just cuz.
I will say.
But like doing that in your ranking just out of spite, that's evil.
It's only partially out of spite because also I say half because
No.
it's a decent song that I don't think belongs in the album. It would be a better single.
It's a
Like you
decent
said.
song. It's a decent song.
That's fine. It's fine. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
Rare Gavin L. He made fun of me.
I don't take L's.
I don't even want to look at that anymore. You go. It's your go.
Gav with W takes.
Yeah.
Just
What do you?
screenshotting this chat so
what
I
do you
can keep
got?
that Gav W take line.
Okay. What are you ranking it?
1 out of 10.
I'm
just kidding.
Go away. Get out.
It's funny because I said
Podcast
1 out
over.
of 10. I'd probably give it 11 out of 12.
Yeah.
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 And I talked about the AJR song.
Is that the one you're marking off too?
Not out of spite. we talked about this. I just genuinely.
I agree. I hate to say it. Like, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit the
Which
album.
we listen to albums differently. Like
Yeah,
your ranking goes
right.
off like playlisting. My ranking goes off of the.
I do agree.
Every time I listen to the whole project,
Mm-hmm.
because if we're going off of songs that could make the playlist, then 12 out of 12.
Yeah.
But like for me, as a whole, quality
I
wise,
understand.
because I look at it like a
No,
weirdo, like a nerd.
No. We look at it differently, and I get that.
I just be looking at it like a nerd.
So,
Which 11 out of 12 is great.
Yeah.
Given I didn't know what I was gonna get out of this album. So go you, Quinn.
yeah.
Shout out homegirl who introduced us to Quinn.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out Brendan, just cause
Brennan, 'cause he's cute.
he walked by earlier
Oh.
and
we all
his,
kinda
stared
cute.
at him.
his
very
face was in my
obviously.
head.
Yeah.
According to the whiteboard out there, Brendan was super hot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, good episode.
Yeah. Oh.
Shoot.
Ooh. Speaking of good episodes, though, should definitely tune in
Oh,
next
yeah.
week because we're doing a big Grammys themed episode, and
We will be hosting the first ever
not-
Oxys.
Grammys episode.
oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that was the alert to announce the
that was
episode.
the
Obviously,
yippee.
not
We'll
the.
be hosting the first ever Oxys Brought to you by WZIS-FM.
That is the most scuffed
My
name
bad.
for anything I've ever passed.
Oxys?
I'd say past the Oxys. At least then it's a phrase.
No, Oxys.
that
No.
was good.
Well, with no slander whatsoever to the Academy, but
with complete slander.
but with
Complete
all the
slander.
slander to the Academy.
Complete slander
Uh,
possible.
It'll be our take on what we personally feel like deserves Grammys/nominations from the past Grammy season, which is 2022. It'll
Gonna dress all spiffy.
We're gonna look nice. We'll decorate the booth.
It's gonna be cool.
And pretty much it's our way of showing the Academy that
Showing-
college students have better opinions than they do because they don't know how to judge anything. Jack Harlow for Rap Album of the Year. I get First Class getting a nomination because it was widely
good
successful.
song, yeah.
But how are you going to put Pusha T against Jack Harlow? Come on, Academy. Maybe go to an academy and get smarter. Bad joke.
That was a terrible.
But be sure to
land.
tune in for that because it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're not going to actually sit there and just slander the Grammys. It's supposed to be
It's
fun.
gonna be a fun one. Next
It's
Thursday.
a parody. It's a parody.
Yeah,
It's a funny
next
bit.
Thursday.
It's just a bit. We're committing to the
Already?
bit. But yeah, everyone have a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time with y'all.
Yeah, I had
Everyone
a good
have
time.
a great
I did
time.
too.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in.
You
I've
have
been Gavin, the chef
Yeah.
cook.
I've been Callie.
Zach Gerchek.
Apparently
Yeah.
he hasn't been. He just is.
Yeah.
I just
But we'll see you next time. And thank you for